This show is brought to you by Directory.com, the safest way to hire a contractor.
And we are back. Another kitchen remodel nightmare story. I actually remodel kitchens myself. They're actually one of the most time consuming projects in the house. There's always more than you can think of going to happen. Rory, you've been contractor for 20 years. I'm pretty sure you remodel a lot of kitchens. Go with the story, brother.
All right. Mohammed and Teresa hired Bonded Contracting Co. to remodel their kitchen for the total price of $27,271.43, including change orders. What went wrong? The homeowner made the first two payments of $11,986. They didn't make the third payment, arguing that there were delays and citing concerns about the project's end date. They proposed a new payment schedule, but the contractor refused and stopped working. The homeowner hired another contractor to finish the project. Legal battle. The contractor sued to enforce a lien, breach of contract, and payment for work already done. The homeowner countersued for breach of contract and fraud. Accusations. The homeowner said the contractor misrepresented the facts, aka lied, to get them to sign a contract, making it non-enforceable. The outcome. It ended in a split victory. The court awarded the contractor $15,611.56 for work completed plus 15% attorney's fees and another $2,218.50 for appeal costs. The homeowner won an even $7,000 from the contractor for fraud in getting them to sign the contract. Takeaways for homeowners. The contract had clear terms. If the homeowner canceled after work starts, they owe for the work that had already been done. That's what the judge enforced. Don't ignore the fine print. Even if you think you were misled, if you don't take steps to cancel the contract legally, you might still be on the hook for payments.
Wow, what a story. Adam, what do you
That is
think?
wild.
Yeah, it is wild. I'm puzzled here. How you split victory in this case? What's your take, Adam?
I mean, I really want to. I'm just digging in right now to see like what is the story behind the $7,000 for fraud, because they say the contractor engaged in deceptive conduct to secure the contract.
Hmm.
So what exactly is that? Like it sounds like from what I can find, it was lying about the company's capabilities, past work, or the nature of the services be provided. So it sounds like that's the problem, is that the that yes, the contractor did work and they deserve to be paid for the work, but it probably wasn't good enough work because they misrepresented their abilities, because they knowingly made false statements and concealed facts. So that's a really interesting thing to kind of look at, is like, you did work, you agreed to pay for the work, you get paid for the work, but you're going to give some of it back because you lied about what you were good at and you didn't do as good a job as you said.
Well, it could be quality of the materials. Is like if you would be a roofing contractor, you could say we're gonna install this kind of product and install something different. It could be scope of work. It could be skills. Also, I want to note here, $27,000 for a full kitchen remodel. It's very very cheap. Like it's not a lot of money. I mean, the kitchen usually costs like that, 20, 30 grand, and for the full. I mean, we don't know. Maybe it's like tiny house. What's not? But they did make two payments of $11,000. Almost 12 grand. They didn't make a third payment, arguing that there are delays. And kitchens, they do have a lot of delays in them, unfortunately, because if you're waiting on the cabinets, if you're waiting on the floors, if you're waiting on the payment, like on like anything, there's so many decisions to make. So It's nasty. Like, unfortunately, with the remodel projects, you have to deal with the progress payments, and I hate progress payments. I love down payment and at the end of the project. But sometimes, I mean, for me, if you have $27,000 job, you should not have 3, 4 payments. It should be one down payment and one final payment. The only down payment here is for anything custom order. If you're buying kitchen, if you're buying appliances, if you're buying special order items, I would get a down payment to cover it. But usually progress payments, we deal with them on the big basements, on the big additions, on big houses, something north of usually $100,000 up. I've never seen 3, 4 payments on $27,000 job. What do you think, Rory?
Well, that 27,000, it's including change orders.
Yes, that too.
Which was left obscure. We don't know what the change orders are, or what they were for, what the terms were. And then another thing, it says it ended in a split victory. That in and of itself, the only way to win a dispute is to avoid it at all costs. It's not really a win. Every situation I found myself in where I've got no choice but to collect, usually from like investors, and there's the situations that happen, and you have to do what you can to retain, but it's not a victory in any case. I feel like a victory would be to come to mediation and an agreement, and that's a victory, and that would be actually a better story. It'd be and then fraud. The third thing that sticks out: fraud is a strange accusation, a strange one to go after, because when you read the definition of fraud, you have to deceive purposely for gain. And so if they were misleading about work, it's weird that they got a decision and still awarded fraud. Fraud is usually a pretty linear deal. I know here, maybe it's different in different states. It just sounds like a lot of moving parts. And I wonder if sometimes at the end that the judge is doing his best to have discretion and put pieces where it needs to be to close this out amicably, right? Because this doesn't make a lot of sense. And it probably didn't from the time that it became contentious.
Adam, did you find anything new?
No, there's a lot that's left out in the court files. I'm trying to read it as quickly as possible, but yeah, it doesn't seem like it's.
It's all good. I think
Yeah.
here's my take on it. Homeowner won $7,000 from the contractor for fraud in getting them in to sign the contract. So most likely they misled, they overpromised something, and court probably said, you know what, they signed a big. And this is what I see as a trend in the industry. Every time you see high pressure, like when you walk into the house as a sales rep for a construction company, if you trying to sell them here and now, sky's falling, today's price, blah blah blah, like whatever gimmick you're using, if it goes to court often will side with the homeowner that you did use pressure. Like, I'm actually getting on this show, on the YouTube channel, a lot of complaints from people who take care of their elders. There are a lot of construction companies go to these shows and they simply target elders and tell them, like, here's the best product, you can use it. The leaf filter is actually one of them. I think I have 5 complaints on the leaf filter alone, just one company. And there are caregivers coming to me saying, Dmitry, my mother, my grandfather, whoever, like they're taken care of, just signed, $12,000 gutter cover contract. And how do we get out of it? Because it's ridiculous. My mom is 92 years old. There's no way she needs $12,000. It costs more than our roof, right? So it's all about how you sell something. And I feel here that a judge, and again, it's all that basic communication. The judge says, you know what, I'm going to give you $15,000 for the work you completed, but I'm also going to give them $7,000 for you lying to them. And I absolutely love it how the kind of, you cannot figure out yourself. I want to be a reasonable person here. This is what you get, and this is what you get. So kind of, I don't know if it's a win-win or lose-lose for those two, but every time you cannot come to resolution with a contractor, someone will step in as a court or judge or whatever, and every time lawyers involved, you're gonna get paid less. And I have a case right now in Atlanta, $130,000 job. Homeowner gave contractor $32,000 job, but the homeowner already paid their lawyer $7,000 just dealing with it, and it's not even moved the needle. It's like we don't even know what's going to happen, but thousands of dollars already spent. And I guarantee you this case was not cheap to bring to court. It's time. So if you're the homeowner, my take is spend some time talking to the contractor. Maybe just reset that boundary. Like if you started on the wrong foot, just try to reason, try to have a decent conversation without, yelling, raising voices. And I don't know, that's I think what took place here. Adam, what do you think?
So yeah, the one likely scenario, just reading through it all again, they said that they started expressing concerns about the completion time for the contract. And this is a case in Missouri, and in Missouri, like if you have a completion date and you mislead the homeowner into thinking that you'll finish by the completion date, that could be a reason for the fraud and the late and the awarding of the $7,000. It seems like one of the most likely outcomes is that they said, we'll get it done in this amount of time. We agree to pay you this much, but now we don't want to pay you that final payment because you're not going to complete on time, and you told us you're going to finish it by such and such a time. And that's probably a pretty big motivator, like to what you were saying earlier, Rory. It doesn't matter what you do. When you do a kitchen remodel in 6 weeks, they're going to hate you because it's so intrusive.
Absolutely. Nobody likes delays. Nobody likes delays. Homeowners don't like delays in the projects. Contractors don't like delays in payments. But sometimes we have to do what we have to do, and sometimes you just want to talk. We have one more story left for today, and this is actually one of the most interesting stories today. Contractor wins $42,000, but later loses it all. Do not go anywhere.